Have you ever sent a text and waited hours for somebody to respond, only to feel all this anxiety brewing in the background? Well, secure individuals handle the situation quite differently, and they're actually able to maintain their peace of mind and improve the quality of the situation very fast. And in today's video, I'm going to take you through exactly how to do this. And my hope for you is that by the end of this video, you know exactly how to handle the situations where you are waiting hours and hours for a message back, feeling anxious, feeling dissatisfied with the situation, and have action steps that can help you keep your peace of mind for a lifetime by the end of this video. So I want to take you through something really important here if you're newer to some of these concepts. And this is, first of all, what a secure attachment style actually is. So secure attachment styles are one of four main attachment styles. And if you're less familiar, I will just run through these very, very briefly. There's a lot of content on this channel in general about attachment styles as a whole. So number one, there's a secure attachment style. Secure kids growing up get healthy behaviors and modeling for love. They have a lot of what we call approach-oriented behaviors in their childhood, meaning that they have this relationship to their caregiver where when they cry or they're distressed, their caregiver is very attuned to them. Their caregiver or parents are very attuned to them. Tap in, they really make sure that they're there to check in with the child's needs, try to make them feel better. And so a child, although that seems like a small thing, it has such a massive impact because a child grows up going, oh, I can trust people. I can rely on people. It's healthy to communicate my emotions and my needs. And this is so much of what our attachment style is all about. Your attachment style is basically the set of subconscious rules that you have, the patterns that you've learned essentially for how to give and receive love. So everybody has an attachment style, and there are also three insecure attachment styles. Now, those three insecure attachment styles are shown here on this slide: the anxious preoccupied, who often feels needy, clingy, afraid of abandonment in relationships because of their patterns from childhood; the fearful avoidant, who's very hot and cold. They kind of go from being all in to all or nothing and going into that nothing mode very quickly; and then our dismissive avoidant. So everybody has an attachment style, and it's the number one thing that affects our relationships. Now, securely attached individuals have a few really core qualities. They have healthy empathy because they've had healthy empathy modeled to them. They have good boundaries, so they have standards and they're willing to communicate those boundaries and standards to other people. They're able to be vulnerable. They're not afraid to open up and show up and convey what's going on inside of them. And they have a big belief in the importance of being able to negotiate their needs. So here's what a securely attached person does in this particular situation. A securely attached individual will address the situation head on. Now, this is often something that scares a lot of people when they're waiting for a text message back. But let's say, for example, that a secure person is dating somebody, and maybe they've been on 4 or 5 dates. And the relationship's starting to pick up speed a little bit. There's more communication. And then all of a sudden, somebody starts being extremely inconsistent with them. They aren't texting back for hours and hours at a time, or maybe leaving them on read for a day or two. Well, a secure person is going to approach that. They are going to go to that person over a text message and say, hey, consistency is really important to me if I'm considering investing and spending more and more time with somebody, and I'm really looking for more of that from this interaction. And they will speak their needs. Now, here's what happens. Either somebody sees and hears that and they step up to the plate, or they don't. The securely attached person, because they're really good at vetting in a relationship, in other words, trying to see if this person is a good fit for them and vice versa, they will vet the response. They're not there trying to bend over backwards and people please somebody into getting a text message from them. No, they are instead trying to make sure that they are seeing how this person responds. And if there's a response that's unhealthy, so the person ignores them further, doesn't communicate, or if they don't see the needle move in a healthy way, they're going to be like, okay, this interaction is not for me. I don't want to date somebody who's inconsistent. I'm going to uphold my standards here. And this is a huge part of how securely attached individuals react. And there's something really important here that I want to share with you. And it's that if you are too afraid to do that, if you are too afraid to stand up for your needs, to honor your boundaries, your standards, you are always going to end up in suboptimal relationships. You are going to find yourself connecting with a mask on. And even if you think that it's like, oh, I'm just being really nice, I'm just being really kind, if you go through life and relationships pretending that things are okay for you that are not, you are not being authentic. And, sometimes we talk about this idea of, communicating our needs or our boundaries. And it's very common that people will think that boundaries are a separation, right? A boundary is like, oh my gosh, I set a boundary. There's a wall between you and I. But it is the exact opposite. A boundary is a joining between two people. It is somebody's ability to share not just those good moments and, hey, these are the things I like and appreciate and value about you, but also the hard things. These are the things that don't land well with me. These are the things that hurt me. And that is somebody showing and sharing their true self. And if we are not willing and able to do that in relationships, we're going to end up with the wrong people or people that do not meet our needs or standards. So we have to have the courage to practice showing up for that. Now, I will say really quickly too that we have a whole 90-day attachment bootcamp available that you can check out, super discounted for a limited time. And it will help you go from insecurely attached to securely attached. And it's this whole entire course framework. It will take you through everything step by step that you need to do in order to become securely attached and feel unapologetically courageous to be able to advocate for your needs, speak your piece, be vulnerable, do all the things that securely attached individuals do. And this is why secure attachment styles report being in the longest lasting relationships, but also more importantly, the most fulfilling relationships. Securely attached individuals tend to report that they are happy in their long-term relationships. So this is something that's available to everybody if we just understand a little bit more about how securely attached individuals respond and how we can recondition our attachment style to become secure as well. So you can check that out. I'll put the link down below. Thank you so much for stopping by and for watching. If you're enjoying this channel, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, and I will see you in the next video.